tragedy strikes, accidents happen. Be there when the calls come in. It's back-to-back episodes of Rescue 911. Next on Discovery Health Channel.
This is 911. Do you have an emergency?
Today on Rescue 911. Then, a stray softball
You could actually hear the ball hit Nikki.
threatens a young girl's life
Her future was staring her right in the eyes, and she wasn't looking back.
on Rescue 911.
On May 8th, 1992, in Hickory, Pennsylvania, the Langhurst Hickory trucking team was scheduled to play the Print Box team in the local girls' softball league. 14-year-old Nikki Oliver was waiting to watch the game with her friend Marty Camden.
Nikki and I were standing next to the field, talking just about school and everything. Nikki couldn't play because she sprained her ankle a couple weeks earlier, and she's been on crutches.
Yeah, I think so too. Oh, hey!
It sounded like she got hit in the teeth because of the way it cracked. But it really hit her glasses and the side of her head, her temple.
You could hear it. You could actually hear the ball hit Nikki, and I had to be 30 feet away from her.
Gloria Buckles, a registered nurse, was one of the mothers watching the game.
She seemed perfectly fine, so I kind of sat back, and the coach took care of her.
We've had kids got hit before, and it was like no big deal, because at that age group, there's always somebody with a knee or a finger or something. So we wasn't real bad concerned at all.
She seemed glassy-eyed, where I started to think that, no, she wasn't alert, or something was starting to happen with her. So that's why I went to get my flashlight.
The coach asked his wife, Jackie Jankowski, to keep an eye on the young girl.
Nikki, are you okay?
I started to check her pupils to see if they dilated with a flashlight, which they didn't. They were very pinpoint, non-reactive.
Gloria went to call Nikki's mother so she could take her daughter to the hospital.
She was sitting there real quiet, and then she turned to me and she says, "Jackie, something's happening." That was her exact words, "Jackie, something's happening." And I said, "Wait a minute, honey, the coaches are coming." And her left arm started to twitch. I've seen a lot of epileptic seizures, and you just think, they're going to have this seizure and relax, and then I don't think anybody realized just how bad it was.
Hey, somebody get an ambulance, please. Now.
Tonight, a man is impaled by a tree limb, a tragic spring break car crash, a road rage gunshot victim. Medics in Orlando count on miracles and medicine to save lives. Trauma, life in the ER. Tonight on Discovery Health Channel. Tomorrow, a woman is hospitalized for seizures and paralysis. Doctors separate her from her devoted husband's care. Could he be to blame? Diagnosis unknown. Tomorrow on Discovery Health Channel.
To get help, someone drove to the Mount Pleasant Township Volunteer Fire Station, 2 blocks away.
The seizure lasted approximately 6 to 7 minutes. And when I realized she was like all relaxed, and I told her, I said, "Honey, you did a real good job." I said, "Just take a deep breath and relax now." But when she took that deep breath, that's when the trouble started. That was the last. She quit breathing. She took that deep breath and stopped breathing.
Within 2 minutes, rescue units arrived on the scene, including firefighter Tim Lowry.
Okay, what happened?
I knelt down beside her. Her teeth were clenched tight, and she wasn't breathing.
All right, let's roll her on her back, okay?
Her eyes were wide open. Her pupils were fixed and dilated, and I got really scared. I saw a little girl there who her future was staring her right in the eyes, and she wasn't looking back.
All right, let's get a cervical collar and get her immobilized a little bit, please.
We knew she had a closed head injury. One of the most important things is to keep a high oxygen concentration in the body when that happens, which was a real task. I had to displace her jaw to get her to breathe.
From what I had seen, I thought as soon as this man leaves go, she's going to be dead.
It took Nikki's mom, Rose Oliver, half an hour to get to the field.
When I saw Nicole's eyes, that's when I really thought that she wasn't going to live. And I think the thing that bothered me the most was the last thing that I saw with my husband passing away was his eyes rolling back. And all I could think of was that, you know, God just couldn't do this twice to one person.
I said, you'll see, everything's going to be okay. But I didn't think it was when I said that. How do you tell a mother, I think your child's dead?
I didn't even let Nikki go until Life Flight was ready to go. I even got in the helicopter with them. I backed in, still holding her jaw open and bagging her. They had to ask me to get out of the helicopter. I wanted to stay with her because I knew she needed help.
There was no room for Rose on the Life Flight helicopter, so she had to make the 40-mile trip by car.
I really thought she was not going to make it. I thought that by the time we would reach Allegheny General, that I would no longer have a daughter.
At the hospital, Nikki was first examined by trauma surgeon Daniel Diamond.
This is Nikki. Last pressure is 110.
The head scan will show us whether there is a collection of blood pressing on the brain. And in her case, there was not a collection of blood pressing on the brain.
I'm not going to be able to move right now.
Nikki's care was then transferred to neurosurgeon John Wilson.
Is this Nikki Oliver?
Yes.
She was struck in the head by a softball, is that right? Basically, what really this boils down to is a simple situation where the blow to the head caused a seizure. They were having difficulty maintaining an airway so that she could breathe normally. And that was the real serious life-threatening problem, were the complications that were caused by the seizure.
Hi, Nikki. Hi, Nikki. Hi, guys.
By the end of the second day, Nikki was well enough to be visited by her family and friends.
She was sitting up in her bed eating a popsicle, just got finished playing Nintendo. Less than 12 hours before I seen her, I thought she was dead. And there she was eating a green popsicle, telling me she never had a green popsicle before. And everything was fine after that.
I truly believe that there was a miracle where Nicole was concerned. I think that her dad was there with her through all of this. Since I do believe in miracles, I think that he created one.
It's been 2 months since the accident. Nikki Oliver's life is almost back to normal.
Nicole is getting stronger every day. She's on an anti-seizure medication, hopefully to be weaned off of that very shortly. The prognosis is excellent. She is going to be fine.
Come here. No. Get him. I'm thankful to people that helped me. Tim, he's like a big brother, and Jackie and Bernie and their daughter Sherry. I've been a lot closer to them now.
Nikki's just a magnetic kid. She draws everybody. She's very intelligent. She's very fun. She's awesome. She's a great kid. I love her to death. We'll be friends for a long time, I'm sure.
What are you doing?
We all should take first aid and CPR courses every year. By learning basic life-saving techniques, we might be able to save the life of someone we love. This series is dedicated to all the men and women who answer our calls for help and are there when we need them most. I'm William Shatner. Join us again next week for more true stories on Rescue 911.
Next, step inside the command center where the calls for help are answered and meet the real-life heroes who save lives. Stay tuned for another episode of Rescue 911, next on Discovery Health Channel. Real life, medicine, miracles.
Mr. Shapiro, step out of the car, please.